Bang! We are live on Bad Timing Good Talk, chapter and episode 12, The Good, the Bad, and the Gorgeous. As always, I am Andy Goldenberg. I have with me Brandon Rabbit. And we have a very special guest on today's episode of Good Talk. We have Kevin himself, Mr. Michael Foster.
Yeah, fanfare.
This is very exciting for me because we've been trying to get you on this show for a couple weeks, and you have been in acting class. Is that right?
This is true. Every Monday night I have class at 7 o'clock, about the same time this is coming on. And you remember the one time I tried to sneak out with the phone. Remember that? I was like texting you going, I'm going to do it. Yes. I tried to download the app. But as I was explaining earlier, when it comes to technology, I'm Neo. You know what I'm saying? I'm John Connor. So when the machines go down, when it happens and Skynet goes live, I'm your guy. I couldn't do this to save my life, man.
And also, we should let our audience know that acting class is industry speak for we were negotiating with his agents, and his price was too high, his appearance fee was too high, and we finally met somewhere in the middle. So that's what people in the industry call acting class.
And also, appearance fee is industry terms for handshake and free lunch.
Handshake with a few $100 bills in your palm.
Yeah. We are on plus.google.com/+GoldenTusk, and we have a live Q&A. There's already some questions up on the board. We're getting questions from you, our lovely audience, as the three of us will sort of talk about Chapter 12 and the filmmaking process up until this point in the series Bad Timing. This Chapter 12 is, I know, one of Brandon Rabbit's favorite episodes, which, little known fact, Brandon, this is one of 2 episodes that Brandon took on full editing duties. Brandon, why do you like this?
That's not why it's my favorite, though.
why do you like this episode so much? This is actually one of my favorite episodes as well.
So, yeah, you know what? I am very proud of it. I'm very happy with it. You know, that being said, it's like what I wish I could have done. You know, is always like I got a taste of what I would like to eventually do one day. One of my favorite directors is Sergio Leone, and I love the spaghetti westerns, and I love that scope and that feel, and so I was excited when first saw that this episode was coming up. You know, how can I give it that feel, and and what can we do with it? And then I even brought up a few DVDs for my cast and crew. Well, I gave Andy. He had never seen a Sergio movie before, and so he had never seen any of those Clint Eastwood spaghetti westerns. And but in the script, you know, I think, yeah, in the script you had it originally him being more like Han Solo, and then I changed it to Clint Eastwood because I was like, you know, we're out in the West, you know, let's give it more of that Western feel. But then you didn't really know what that. I mean, of course, everybody's seen those clips, but you didn't know what that what really that was all about. So when you watched it, Andy was the one, and I'm going on to. I know this is going other than where you originally wanted to go, and I want to come back to it, but. When you watched, I think you watched The Good, the Bad, the Ugly, but it was like 1 a.m. before before we were shooting, so you didn't have time to watch the whole thing. So I think you just watched a few scenes. And Andy was the one who came with the Cheeto cigar, because I hadn't even thought that. Oh yeah, he does always have that little stubby cigar in his mouth, and I thought that was so brilliant. And we'll talk more about the Cheetos later, but I mean that was I'm so glad. And then the night before, Frank and I, who were at the other house, our DP, he had never seen any of those either, and we watched a few key scenes from Once Upon a Time in the West, which is like my favorite of all those, to get like the style down and how it's shot. And I think we got some of those cool shots in there that I just loved it. But I mean, that being said, selfishly I loved it for the Western, but also I thought, You guys were so funny. We get to see we're finally in a different environment. I mean, Mike, you have so many funny lines here. And actually, my favorite of your lines was an improv line, which is Andy's like, I didn't know we were going to the gun show, and then you say, I don't think we are.
I don't think we
love
are.
that. Yeah, and that's why we used that shot. When I was editing, I had to use that take from behind because that's the only time you said it. I was like, oh my god, that is so funny. We got to use that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I thought this was such a fun episode from everybody. I just love the way it was shot, the way it was acted. I mean, yeah, the score. I mean, come on, that score is so good in this.
Yeah, Mike, you have a lot of muscles, but in this specific episode, you know, you deal pretty well with a gun. Have you had extensive experience on set with weapons training, or do you book a lot of roles where you're required to be using a weapon?
Well, to answer that, you know, it's not extensive weapons training as far as combat training out here at my acting classes, but it's just basically from being back from the Midwest in Michigan, where when I was once a teacher, my students, I always remember the beginning of October, I knew half of the boys would be gone. They were going up north hunting. So I mean, my cousins hunt, everybody hunts around there, and I just learned how to handle a weapon over time. I was never a hunter per se. I mean, it was never my thing. But you know, as far as picking up a gun and going to a target range or something like that, yeah, I've done that. And yes, I've noticed there's sort of, I guess you could say, the cliche, the typecast that I've gotten is all my stuff is usually bad guy with a gun. So yeah, I've been on set a few times with a gun.
You have to know your way.
That's why in this one I'm so happy I got to finally be the protagonist, right?
No.
Seems like that's what's happened.
Yeah, you're the protagonist. So I went out and bought two. I can't even remember. Mike Wickham would know the exact guns that we used. We went to a Big Five sporting goods store and bought two airsoft, which I think might have been a question on here already, two airsoft BB guns. And I have been using airsoft BB guns in all of my theme songs for my Golden Tusk videos for the past like 6 or 7 years, and I have been stockpiling BBs, always with the thought that I was going to go out, not necessarily hunt, but like go out into the wilderness or the desert and like set up cans and shoot them. So for me, even though we actually weren't shooting the cans, it fulfilled a dream of mine in a way. Although I was sad that Wickham was not going to be able to join us tonight because I had a safety, a gun safety plea in that we were checking the guns to see if they could shoot the cans off of the ledge, and you know, we were shooting them, and the BBs were not strong enough to shoot bottles and cans off of the ledge, so we rigged it, which we can talk about later. We rigged it with wires to fly them off of this like wooden crate. But so Wickham and I wanted to make sure that there were no BBs left, so that there were no BBs on set. And so we're like cleaning it and we're taking it apart, and we finally get the guns apart. There's no more BBs in it, and so there was like a BB left in the gun, and we aimed it at another can and just shot, making sure that it was clean, but there was still a BB in there. So
you guys should have been on the set of The Crow.
yeah. No.
Too soon? Too soon?
Oh yes. No, we should have been, I guess, but that is
right?
a good movie. The Crow, a horrible tragedy. But
I didn't know that you guys ever even shot those guns.
The what?
I didn't know that those guns that you ever shot them.
Yeah, we only shot them. We shot them outside of the house. We set up some cans the night before because we wanted to make sure that that the BBs were powerful enough to send the cans over, because initially we were going to actually shoot. We thought we would be close enough and we could shoot the cans.
Right.
And, but yeah. I have a question for you. Speaking of the Clint Eastwood stuff, Brandon, were there specific shots that you wanted to get in this that you did get, and specific shots that you wanted to get in this that we didn't get? This is one of those episodes that we've talked about that has a lot of different shots.
Yeah, I mean, look, again, I've said this several times, but there was always more shot. In every episode, I would have loved more coverage, more time, and I did have a few, like, Sergio spaghetti western type shots that I wanted to do that I didn't get to do, like the extreme wide shots that he did. Like, I really wanted to set the vastness of of our surroundings, and I got the extreme close-ups a few times, at least on when you're chewing your Cheeto and talking, and then got a few of those push-ins. I would have liked to get some more close-up on the eyes, which we did get, but I wasn't thrilled with them, and we only got like I don't know. I would have liked to play some more, but at the end of the day, I mean, I'm really happy with everything that we got in there, and so I really cannot complain.
Michael, you're one of my favorite people. I had so much fun with you shooting on this. Was this your first zombie type show? I know. Is this your first like end of the world type experience?
Yeah, can I comment on that for a second?
Sure.
A bit more in depth.
Yeah.
Please.
So I just want to tell you how much being a part of the team and being associated with this, how much it really meant to me. My father, growing up, my dad was a high school English teacher, and which I went on to do for 9 years before I moved out here to La La Land. But so my dad was a teacher, and you have those first memories of being alive, whatever it may be, just flashes of being alive, I guess, coming into existence. And my memory of coming into existence, I know my mother told me that she took me to school to see my father, who was teaching a horror science fiction class at the time that he has now told me. And he just happened to be showing George A. Romero's original 1968 classic, Night of the Living Dead. So, I mean, zombies go back to me from, existence, my own existence. So, just like I said, being part of this was great. And yes, this is the first time that I got to be part of anything post-apocalyptic zombie, and I love it.
Yeah, that's. I remember you saying that in the audition. You were like all excited to tell us that.
Oh yeah, I'm a huge. When it comes to zombies, I'm a pretty big zombie nerd. So. Yeah.
Somebody had asked the question, and I don't know if it was in this question and answer, which we'll get into in a minute. Do you know, or do you have an idea? You shot an extra time. There were more shots than there were cans, and we say that you never miss. And Brandon and I, in editing, we were thinking, or Brandon had Brandon, you can speak to that. But I'm wondering, I'll let Brandon take it away as to what he did in the editing room. But what do you think you might have shot?
I just want to quickly say it's very funny that you just asked that question, because as you were talking in the last one, I looked over and I saw, I don't know if you saw, Giving You the Slip had made a comment here, and I was reading that comment, and it is about what with that last shot. So originally, before I say what I had just thought 2 seconds ago, I'll go back in the editing room. Yeah, because in that take that I really liked, the favorite take, you do an extra shot. I don't know if that's just you were just doing shots, or but you would hit all the targets. So I was thinking, okay, what can he be shooting at? So originally I was thinking, what if we put the bad timing title there, and you shoot the bad timing title and it explodes like a glass can or bottle or something, and then we were thinking, what if we put a cat sound effect, or a glass window in the background. We played around with so many things, but I don't know. The whole time I always, throughout all the episodes in the editing room, I really wanted to stay, as real as possible. I didn't want to just be throwing in fake sound effects and have it be cartoony. I wanted you to feel the realism. So at the end of the day, I didn't put anything in. But as I was reading that question, I thought, what a great episode for season 2 or even season 3, going back to tracking where that shot went, what it actually hit,
The magic
and
bullet.
the repercussions from that shot that you do never miss.
That's funny.
Yeah, we totally got to do that now.
Are you gonna make it like that corn video where the bullet just keeps going through everything and keeps going and going?
Yeah,
and
well,
going?
yeah, exactly, exactly. But I think it would be hilarious, yeah, if something you hit sets off a whole. I don't know. We're gonna have to play around with that because there is a lot of room there.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Mike, do you have any thoughts? Were you just like, you might have just been shooting, but was there a purpose to shooting 4 times? Because you shoot once, twice, and then you turn around, kiss Eve, shoot again, but then as you're kissing Eve, you shoot one more time. I don't know.
But you're not even looking. You're just still making.
Let's say, so basically we're saying that 3 shots hit 3 cans and 1 more goes up in the air. What was I shooting at?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's all right if it's you were just so in love that you were
My gun
shooting.
went off.
Oh, look at this! And
Whoa! Surprise guest.
we have our co-writer, my sister, who just joined us, Lauren Goldenberg. Is she on the call? She's here, but we can't hear her yet. Anyway, think about that answer, Mike, because maybe we will deal with that in.
Yeah, that there's a lot of room for. Oh, there she is.
There is Lauren. What's up?
Hi, I can't see you guys.
Welcome.
Oh no, there I am.
You can't,
Hi.
but you are online.
I'm on.
How's it going?
Very cool, very exciting.
You are online. This is my sister, co-writer, Lauren Goldenberg.
Hi.
Lauren, do you remember?
On since week 1, so it's all coming together in week 12.
All
Great.
setting up.
Do you remember working on this episode, Lauren? On the show?
I do. I remember every episode perfectly.
Oh, of course you do.
All right, give us the blow-by-blow of. You haven't been on since. Let's start with episode 1, and let's just go through
episode 1. That's gonna take a really long time.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll do another special edition of that. But
Okay.
all right. So, yeah, tell us about the incarnation of this episode.
Let you guys do that.
Okay. Well, we'll get into some questions. Giving you the slip, who has been watching, I think since week 1, Michael, asks what and where you see your acting career going in the future. What's your goal? Where would you like to end up? Where's your ideal acting job? Besides Bad Timing season 2 and 3 and 4.
Well, actually, that would be pretty much my dream. Just that, to be picked up on a series. Because that I like, when I meet a group of people, especially like you guys, that I just absolutely love, and get a chance to work with you all the time. That's so much better than just going to set and working 2 or 3 days, and then you go to another set and everyone's different. You never get to really establish any kind of relationships with people. So for me, I would say being picked up on a series, preferably Bad Timing, going into season 7 or 8 at least, and then with rights to make a movie, that's where I would want the career to go.
In previous weeks, like a few weeks ago, we answered the question if we could me direct a show, Andy act in a show, any show that's on TV, not Bad Timing, what would it be? So what would that one be for you? A current show on TV right now? If you could join the cast.
For me, personally?
Yeah.
One of 2 things. It's either going to be The Walking Dead or Game of Thrones. One of the. That's kind of what we're hoping here. So if anyone out there is casting a Viking or a period piece.
Dude, I would love to see you on either of those shows.
Yeah, so would I. Hey, you know what? Game of Thrones was my choice, so maybe I can direct the one that you star in.
Oh, that would be awesome. Maybe Khal Drogo has some long lost brother somewhere with just a with blue eyes instead of the dark ones. So
That's what contacts are for.
Get George R. R. Martin to write a part for Khal Drogo's long stops Daenerys.
Norwegian brother.
You know who you look like actually. You kind of look like that guy. What's Khaleesi's who got replaced? You know, the guy who was like who's like her right-hand man who came in at the end of season 3, and then they replaced him with this other guy.
Spoilers, no spoilers.
Well, thanks, Brandon. I appreciate that. That's very sweet of you.
No, but you guys had that same build and that same look. You could have played that for sure.
Well, thanks. But hey, you know what they say about typecast, right? The best part about typecast is cast.
I love it.
So I'm okay with
You don't love this guy when he says stuff like that. Nima, while we're talking about it, he wants to know if you have any. Also, another one of our big fans. He's on every week with us. He wants to know if you have any workout tips.
Yeah. All I did was yoga. Just do yoga every day. No, actually, if I've got a moment to say, I will tell you that growing up in the Midwest and knowing nothing really about what happens in Hollywood, I got myself too big. Because back there, you think, wow, if you get really big, you can go out there and be like Arnold. And I came out here, and all these action stars out here are half my size. So if I can give you any advice, it's just train really hard and eat right and stay lean. But as far as the heavy weights trying to get big, I don't do it anymore. And I really do yoga. How about that?
That actually really is great.
What's that?
That is actually great advice. That you wouldn't think of.
And just being flexible and healthy. That's why you see all these people now that are going out, and it's so cool in LA. I see people hiking, going out in the ocean, going to the desert, and then going up in the mountains and skiing. And it's like you can get out and do stuff. And trust me, from someone that's been there, I got myself so big I couldn't do anything except eat and lift heavy weights. And that's no fun. So
Well, it was perfect for this show. The bigger, the better.
Yeah. I think I've tried yoga once or twice, but it hurts. And my sister's smiling.
I made him take spin class with me once.
I came to what?
My spin class, my core class once.
I came twice.
Twice?
I did it twice.
Oh, yeah, but the first time you guys were kicked out.
You got kicked out of spin class? That's metal.
Before it started.
Yeah.
We're going to write an episode about that for season 2.
That's awkward. That's definitely a good conversation with Kevin of like how Kevin trying to get me to exercise more to be ready for the impending doom of.
Barb might have some spare workout bikes in the in her closet. Right?
I was supposed to have one. I have spare shoes, but it'd be weird.
So, do you guys think that we'll ever see an Andy Kevin showdown, like physical brawl? You think? Can you foresee any scenario?
I could definitely
Kevin's
see.
Probably very afraid of that.
Yeah.
Yes, Kevin is very afraid of an Andy.
And we're not saying we're not going to give any spoilers away that of what the future will hold. But I mean, in this season and future seasons, could we possibly see mano a mano?
I don't know if Michael would like that, but I definitely see some kind of showdown at some point in this series. There has to be, because there's one thing that we both want, and it's more Cheetos. And
So you think it's going to come down to bronze over brains, though? You won't be able to.
If it was up to me,
physical.
if it was up to me, I would love it if Andy would just be in a situation where he saves Kevin, and then the two of them become best of buddies, and then just go a little bit more west of Palm Springs and get a little casa and forget about it.
Maybe they start dating, and then Eve has to win.
Then Eve, exactly. Let's reverse this love triangle.
Season 2, there's an episode where Eve is in the kitchen making lunch.
That's awesome. Yes, you know what? I have definitely thought about, you know, what would happen if Kevin and Andy found some kind of thing to become friends over. I mean, as of right now, they're the only two guys left in the world. So, you know, they're going to have to eventually either kill each other or find a way to live together. And in finding a way to live together, they might realize that they're more alike than they think they are at this moment.
I would like that, but you know, then the yin to the yang is the showdown. We would have to. I would want to hope that the two characters find something that they kind of have a common ground on. I mean, obviously, Kevin's going to be the stronger, bigger guy, and Andy's obviously much more wittier. But what do they meet in the middle?
Yeah.
You know, and then that's where the battleground is. I like the latter. I like the idea of the friendship. That's me personally. But if we decide to go the other way with it.
You know what, Foster? Even you saying that, I love the idea. You know, I don't know. I'm such a nerd that immediately took me to Harry Potter, Part 7, Part 2. But you know, that we battle it out on my turf, and then we battle it out on your turf, and then the real showdown sort of happens in the middle where we're both at a loss. You know, like you lose the power of your strength, and I lose the power of my words or my wit or something, which puts us on an even. I would like that.
Yep. I think it'd be fun.
Something to that.
You don't have magic wands, so what do you do?
Well, there's also the thought, and now I'm just spitballing, and then we'll get back to questions. But there's also the thought of it being the type of thing where in a couple seasons maybe I'll have the brawn, maybe I'll have weapons or something, and maybe you will become wittier and will sort of change. I don't know.
You will somehow find Barry Bonds' gym bag.
Yes.
Nice.
All right, let's go back to these questions. We did not use real guns. We animated the sound in Flash, so we were acting.
Look closely on those push-in close-ups. You can see a little bit of orange on the tip of those guns.
Yeah.
But the fact that you were wondering is amazing because it looked real enough.
Giving you the slip says he knows that not many people watch Good Talk. Do you plan on making a way of getting more people to watch, possibly showing sneak peeks of the next episode? And I'll tell you that's one thing that I would like to do in season 2 is do little sneak previews. But this has been a complete learning experience for me, and Brandon has helped me out a lot in finishing up the edits for these episodes. But yeah, it's a very small crew trying to put out this series. So since it was
next season, when the episodes are 45 minutes each, then we'll have a lot more room to show in like a preview, like a minute or two preview each time. Yeah. Yeah.
We'll have more to show, and we didn't want to give everything away.
Right.
So hopefully in season 2 the episodes will be a little longer, and we'll be able to do at least tiny little sneak peeks. And then when we're
although you know what, maybe Andy, maybe we can do something with the last episode, some kind of teaser with the last episode. Here.
That's possible. Wait, right now or on the?
Well, obviously we have to cut something together, but I mean something to show before our last, ahead of everybody else. That if you're watching here live, you can see it.
That's possible. Yes, that's possible. I like that idea.
Yeah.
He wants to see an animated video of me and your hair fighting, Mike.
All right. Can I have to take over for this next question, okay?
Yeah.
So this question is from Susan Sarko, who is my mother,
Oh, hey.
who is joining us for the first time live and asking a question. Hi, Mom. She said, did you put any thought? Oh, no, sorry. Wait, which one is her question? Oh, yeah. Brandon, which of the two... Of course. I swear I did not read the question before I asked this. But Brandon, which of the two male characters do you most relate to? Thank you, Mom, for making it all about me.
That's amazing.
Surprisingly enough, I would have to say Kevin. I mean, if you look at my physique, and if you look at my personality, it's a winner, badass, take the girl in my arms and screw everybody else kind of attitude. I mean, if there is a zombie apocalypse, I'm taking down at least 400 or 500 zombies, no problem, and I'll do what I have to do to get
I also have to
It's like
say,
a no-brainer.
in my real life, I also identify with Kevin.
Right. I mean, who really identifies with Andy?
Nobody.
My character is universal.
Nobody identifies with Andy.
And this is another fun fact. I actually had the crew call me Kevin on set. Which
That's funny. Do you remember when the camera stopped? I was asking him to have him call me Brandon. So.
Right.
Actually, funny enough, we had 3 mics on set.
Yeah.
So Mike Foster was Big Mike, and then we had Mike Fisher and Mike Wickham. And was it Little Mike, Medium Mike, and Big Mike? What was it? I can't remember.
And I love how Medium Mike is 6'5".
Yeah. I can't remember. I think that was it. All right.
Little Mike is bigger than me.
Oh yeah, he's giant. Wickham is giant. Nima asks, will Andy end up having a girlfriend that he hoped had died but survived and prevents Andy from getting Eve? Nima, you ask very good questions.
Too good.
Too good of questions.
If you weren't still in college, we might have to fly out here to be on the writing staff.
Yeah, that's
So, I mean, the choice is you can drop out. That is an option. If you feel like dropping out of school, moving to LA.
Yeah.
We probably will not have a ton of money for season 2, but...
These are... Yeah, you've asked a couple good questions in the past, and I will not give anything away of what happens in this season, but if it does not happen in this season, there has already been talk about something like this possibly happening, and that's all I'll say. Yeah, you've asked some good questions, Nima. Nima's been a fan of Golden Tusk for a long, long time.
All right, here, I'll take this next one. This is for Andy. This is from Lieutenant Jib Jib, another new, well, I don't know if you've been watching us in the past, but first time asking a question. He wants to know, Andy, when are you going to take your shirt off, finally? We've all been wanting to see it.
This is a good question. Mike, if you can speak to this, did I or did I not say at the audition that you had to be comfortable with your shirt off?
You made it very clear, crystal clear.
Brandon, did you or did you not make sure that I was wearing my shirt?
I'll take the blame for this one. In episode 3, in the dream sequence episode, Andy originally wanted to be in his boxers, and I love the guy, but I don't think we were all ready for Andy's shirtless debut. No, I mean, if it was any other episode, I would have said, fine, that's funny. But, I mean, we wanted to be seeing Eve in her bra without a shirt on, not Andy without a shirt on. So I thought it would have taken away from it. But he almost, he was prepared to make his debut very early on. And
here's a little Golden Tusk plug, though. If you do want to see me shirtless, watch the Lifeguard short film on my channel, which I did with my buddy Cameron Fife, who is also a producer on Bad Timing, and I am shirtless in that as a deranged lifeguard. And it's actually me at my skinniest, so I'm very happy to be shirtless.
And on that note, when is Kevin gonna have his shirt on again? He might never put it on again.
There's the possibility that he will very, very shortly have his shirt back on.
Or never again.
Or never again.
Right.
All right. Do you want to go and watch the episode? Do a little...
So far, Mike, what's been your favorite episode?
For me, I would say the last one, 12.
Really?
And pretty much for all the same reasons that you gave, Brandon. Growing up, Clint Eastwood's my hero. I love spaghetti westerns, you know, and I'm also a really big fan of like the Desperados, Dusk Till Dawn's western, you know, Robert Rodriguez type stuff. So, you know, with the music in the back and the swinging around doing this kind of stuff, I mean, it was the coolest thing to shoot, and you made it look awesome. So I'm super stoked about that.
So I asked this question to Andy in episode 3 that I'll ask, that I know the other guys are thinking and they just haven't asked it, but, you know, as a viewer, you know, I have to know, as like an actor, what is it like to make out with this girl, this beautiful girl, take after take after take after take? I mean, I did a lot of takes, and, you know, you're constantly having to, and you have to act, pretend like you're in love and you're passionate about it. I mean, you know, Mike has a girlfriend, he's in love, you know, it's like he had just met Aquila, you know, they didn't know each other. Aquila has a boyfriend, you know, and so it was acting, but still, I mean, how is it? I mean, does it just feel like acting? Is there something? Does it feel like more?
It was kind of, for me, it was the weirdest thing because this is my first on-screen kiss.
Really?
So, going into that, I was very nervous. I mean, driving out there, I was thinking to myself, oh boy, you know, I mean, and I knew she was a very pretty girl. And, you know, I got there, and like you said, Brandon, it was weird. I mean, here's a total stranger that all of a sudden you just have to turn it on and be in love with, you know? And I mean, it's not a terrible job, but yeah, I love my girlfriend very much. And it was kind of like, you know, having the sound there and having the cameras there and you're there and Andy's there and, you know, with all the people around, you got makeup over there and you've got, you know, Frank behind the camera and, you know, Mondo's over there doing his thing. So, I mean, and Ricky's making the zombie noise somewhere else that was cracking me up, you know. I mean, all those things were going on, and it didn't make it as awkward as I thought it would be. It very much felt like I was there doing a job. And it was like, was that okay, Brandon? Did you like that? What do you need? What else? And that's kind of how I looked at it.
You know, to me, I was actually thinking about this. Like, I would have talked about this 2 episodes ago, or the last episode, when it's you telling your story. To me, it seems like it would be harder to be making that eye contact, that constant lovey-dovey eye contact. I mean, what's that? How do you, and, you know, you can't break character. You have to stay in it, and you have to have those loving eyes. But making that intense eye contact with somebody is very hard, almost harder than kissing them.
Yeah, it was. I guess for me, I just, you know, I really kind of just focus on, instead of looking at like, oh, hey, that's Aquila over there, I'm Kevin at that point in the game. You know, I'm Kevin, and that's Eve, and that's what's going to happen. You know, you try to, I guess you could say, disassociate yourself from your, you know, present world, and you get to go off into La La Land and become a character and play character. And that was the, you know, that's why you can see, I watched the one outtake where you had me doing my extended story. And it was like, as soon as it was over, I was watching myself, and I saw how I was just like, boom, I started laughing, and I could see how I kind of snapped into, Kevin snapped into Mike.
Yeah.
Which is so impressive because, you know, you came right in there, you had driven up the night before, you know, the crew had been together a few days, and, you know, you had to get right into it, and we didn't have that luxury to really rehearse and to work it out and spend time getting to know everyone. And so hats off to you on that.
Oh, well, it was. I mean, I look at it like this. There's a lot of things that I could be doing for a living that could be a lot worse.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No one's going to argue with you on that.
Yeah.
We were super stoked the moment you walked into the audition room.
It was.
We talked about that in the last episode.
Yeah, and I'm not just saying this either, but you know, when we got to talking, and then you guys told me you watched that cheesy little Bachelorette deal that I did with all that stuff, and we're all just kind of rapping. I was like, you know, what was going on in my head this is Mike talking to Mike, these are some cool dudes. I hope I get a chance to work with them. And then obviously I went on the Golden Tusk page and watched some of your stuff, and I'm like, these are funny, cool dudes. I want to get a chance to work with them, you know. And it was just, the energy that was involved in the whole project, I thought was fantastic. I mean,
Yeah.
we're out there in the desert. I mean, even the fact, I just got to say this, I'm going to put this on air publicly. I am mortified of scorpions.
Oh yeah.
You
Man,
want-
we got to have you on for another episode because we got so much of that. There's so many hilarious stories. Yeah, quickly tell this one because this is brilliant.
You guys were, point being is that we had sightings, they're giant, and you guys went out of your way to make sure that I didn't see the carcasses of these scorpions or anything like that. I'm like, and then I found out after the fact they're crawling all over the place. Ignorance.
I've never seen scorpions like this before. I've never even really seen scorpions out, and yet the one thing he's terrified of is the one thing there are in abundance. It was crazy.
While you're talking about it, I'm going to try and pull up a picture of this giant scorpion that we had living in the house with us.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there was one night that he had already gone to bed, and it was at the crew house, and we were having our production meeting after, and he's already gone to his room, and there was this enormous scorpion right on the screen door, and we had to do a very, oh my God, look at that! Everybody just take a minute to look at that thing. Yeah, we had to do our best to make sure that he did not find out about it because, yeah, that was it was pretty scary.
Yeah. So anyway, thank you for that, guys. I appreciate it.
And then you know what? We don't, since we're running out of time. Well, I want to watch the episode now, but I'd love to if you can come back on another time to talk about that episode we shot at the bar at YouTube. I mean, how fun that was, and what a story you were there, and we kind of just made it up as we went along.
Yep.
It was really great.
Yeah, I would. Once this is all done, maybe it would be fun to just get a bunch of us together and ask some of the sort of the best Brandon, like, get together with you, figure out what were the best questions that we had gotten throughout this whole thing, and sort of pose it to some of the crew that hasn't been able to come on.
We'll have to get Aquila on one, and we'll have to get the other crew, and because if it's just about everybody's schedules and it's tough on a Monday night, so we'll do it. All right, you want to pull this episode up? So at this point, Mike, we pull the episode up and we watch it back, kind of like a little commentary track. We have it on mute, and we'll just talk it over. And if you remember anything funny or want to make any comments, this is your time.
Okay.
All right, so I'm pulling it up. I got an awesome advertisement before it, so.
And also, Mike, my mom made a comment here that he's from Michigan because my mom is from Michigan as well. So.
As you told me, yep.
Yeah, so there you go.
Well, hey, for any Michiganders out there, you know what I'm talking about, right there. That's where I'm from. I know what I'm talking about, Michiganders.
Hey, for all those in Florida, huh? You know what I'm talking about. Right there.
Wow. I have nothing like that for Southern California.
That'll never be as cool.
Well, I could have done the real Floridian thing, but this is a family-friendly talk show.
Oh, it is?
Heyo. All right, let's watch the episode. And we have it pulled up. All right.
All right, here we go.
And here we go. Chapter 12. Always titled The Good, the Bad, and the Gorgeous. From day one.
Yeah, that was one of the titles we kept.
Yeah, so the
shots where
we got the poncho and the hat, which was very important, and the Cheetos.
Yes. I bought that poncho and that hat as I was driving up to Palm Springs the day before the shoot.
Yeah.
I stopped over and I had to spend that money to get them, and they were so perfect.
A lot of slider shots in this series.
Yeah, this.
Every time I look at Aquila and Michael in this chapter, I just think romance novel. It's so awesome.
And I love how you're getting more and more sunburn as this goes along. Just keeping you direct sun, even though we had you shade in between takes, but still, man.
I remember literally running to shade in between takes.
Oh yeah, I love this. I said lean on his bicep, and then you know, how we did that, we had a string attached to the cans, and
Yeah.
we pulled them right on the cue. And there's got to be a funny outtake reel in there with how many times we weren't able to. The string fell off the cans, and it just went wrong. That was probably like the only good take we got of it. But yeah, I love this, you guys. Oh yeah, and the ass grab.
That must have been horrible to shoot.
Oh, exactly. Totally queued up to the music.
What is your tattoo, Michael?
Oh man.
Metal early.
Andy, his agent said that that was the one thing you weren't to bring up.
Okay.
Now we have to pay a penalty.
Oh.
He didn't say anything about it. It's a design, and it's only half of a design, that we can see.
All right, I'll tell you.
Nah.
It's a band called Life of Agony. I saw the picture of it. I thought it was the coolest thing I'd ever seen. I was into the band, and then their very next album, they totally became just the worst thing I'd ever heard. And I've got this tattoo on my arm. I just want it lasered away. Okay, that's all I got to say. I want it gone.
But now it'll live forever on this.
Three shots, and then a fourth.
No, this is the one that they're talking about. That one right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to figure out where did that shot go.
What if Kevin has incredible
Yeah.
senses and could sense there was a zombie off in the distance as it shoots? Maybe the beginning of next episode, you do Ricky up in zombie gear and have just his head blows up like 500 feet away.
We're gonna have to do something. Yeah. But yeah, that was a very fun episode, and yeah, it goes by so fast. And there were, as you could see in Andy's the Friday scene, the alternate beginning, there was some stuff that did get taken out, and so it's never a matter of like, oh, we need to make these really short. It's just like we want it to be the tightest, funniest thing we can make, and some of the episodes were written longer, some were written shorter. And we just, in the editing room, that's what we have to figure out. But I mean, I think it's one of those episodes that you can watch it like a few times, and it's fun. Like that's a great thing. It's like, all right, it was short, but I want to watch it again.
Yeah.
So yeah, all right. Well, this was great. Thank you so much for joining us, Mike.
Thanks so much for having me. Hey, anytime you guys want to make it on a Tuesday and not a Monday at 7, that would be super.
What happened?
Is there anything that we can see you on aside from Bad Timing coming up in the future? Anything that you've shot that you're allowed to tell us? Is there any recent developments?
Not really recent. I might be working on some stuff this summer with a film back in the Midwest. I recently was on Spike TV, Tattoo Nightmares. Not as the Tattoo Nightmare. Quick glimpse there.
Wow.
But it's actually, when they do the reenactment, I was the angry heavy metal tattoo artist. Like, I'm going to kill you. And that kind of a thing. So I did that. And then a month or two ago, I was on Disney's Kickin' It. I had a recurring role in that. So that was fun. And, so hopefully this summer, we got a couple things on the burner. We'll see what's up. But hopefully this summer, we'll be doing Bad Timing Season 2.
Hopefully at some point. It's being written as we speak. So... hopefully sooner than later. Brandon, you have anything you'd like to say or to
That's it. I'm just I'm really glad that we finally got you on here. I'm glad we got Lauren on for a few minutes. I don't know what happened there, but it's all right. Better a little bit of Lauren than no Lauren at all.
Exactly.
And, we'll get her next time.
Yeah. And I would just like to congratulate all of you guys for watching and my cast and crew, because we were just notified that Bad Timing is going to screen at the 2014 New Media Film Festival in Los Angeles in the beginning of June. So that's our first film festival, but we have been validated.
1 for 1.
Yeah, 1 for 1. It was the first one we submitted to. So, and Tube Filter just did a piece on the series, and we also got some press on Geeked Out Nation and YouTube Nation, of course, a few weeks ago. And yeah, press is starting to roll in. So hopefully we have 3 episodes left, including tomorrow's episode entitled Apocalypse Now. And then, 3 episodes left until the season finale. And
and again, a really quick shout out to Giving You the Slip and Nima and you guys who keep coming back and watching this, because that's what we're really doing it for. So
Yeah.
thank you.
super fun from all of us here at Good Talk and the Golden Tusk channel. To all of you at home, we will see you either next Monday or next Tuesday night. We have been Bad Timing Good Talk. Do 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 do.